Hello everyone, my name is Beneath and my topic of presentation is nanomechanics based crack growth characterization of concrete under fatigue loading in the 7th International Conference on Crack Path. So first I will brief you about the content. First I will let you know that what has motivated me to do this kind of study, then I will come to my objective, and further we'll see that in what way concrete used to get fracture and what way scale effect is coming, and how does we are getting the size effect and loading frequency effect. Later we'll see validation and result work. If we talk about the concrete like quasi-brittle material, then size effect has always been an issue in terms of calculating the structure strength or its service life. So why it is coming? If you see the fracturing process in concrete, then it occurs in its different stages. First, the bond breakage used to take place between two different CSS particles, and further these bond breakages convert themselves into micro crack, and further these micro cracks after certain loading try to get coalesce and forms a traction free macro crack. So you are seeing there is a scale difference, because from bond breakage used to take place is used to be up to the nanoscale, and from there it is coming to the micro, so there is a scale difference, and from that micro it is coming to a macro, so there is again a scale difference. And each scale, the local continuum has its independent property, or you can say the individual property. So in a different stages we are seeing the scale effect. So this is how we are getting the size effect in a process of concrete fracturing. And if we talk about the rate of loading, or we can say the loading frequency effect, the rate of bond of breakage, later we will see this how it is getting break in a molecular model in a further slides. So how in what way it used to get break, this is how the loading frequencies effect we are seeing. So here my objective is the development of an analytical expression for cyclic crack growth rate using nanomechanics approach, where we will see how the scale effect is coming into picture, and in what way this scale effects causes the size effect, and in what way loading frequency can affect this crack growth rate. Before coming to the concrete fracturing, we should understand how does molecular separation takes place. When we talk about the molecular separation, generally in a normal stage, it used to have some certain distance, and when we are giving the energy in terms of thermal or external loading or any means, their structure, or you can say their arrangement used to get disturbed. Either they will come closer or they will go some distance, but it does not occur in a single stage. It occur in certain different metastable stages, and when they are getting sufficient amount of energy so that they will cross some certain energy barrier, so this is how they will totally separate it. And there the frequency expression has been given, where it is showing that the delta q amount of energy which we are giving from some external source, and this is how they are separating. The rate of separation is given with this frequency. So the same concept if we are applying in case of concrete and considering CSS particle as a nanoparticle, and when their connection, or you can say the bond between two different CSS particle, or we can say the bond between two atoms of two different CSS particle, they used to get break, and finally we are getting the uh, crack. So in case of concrete like material having quasi brittle nature, it does not occur in a single stage. It occurs in different stages. Here I have represented in a 5 different stages. So if we talk about the point one, the you can say the stage one, the material is not separating, and the CSS particle at its they are in their stable state, and there is no energy transfer, and there the potential of that local continuum is at the lower stage. But when we talk about the stage 2, this is the tip of the tip of the macro crack, and the CSS particle are in the process of separation, and they got some energy, and the potential of that local continuum has increased. But in stage 3 and 4, they are in the verge of separation, because they have taken sufficient of amount of energy, and the rate of change of energy is a maximum. You can see with this figure, the potential figure, and their potential is also getting very high. But in a stage of 4 5, material has already come in a stable state, because it already gets separated, and there again their local potential has come lesser. So this is how concrete used to get fractured. The similar concept we have used in this crack growth formulation process. And before going further, I want to tell you or let you know that what kind of crack path I have considered. Here in this figure, you are seeing there is a macro crack, then after there are micro crack, and there is nano element. Micro crack coming basically because of creation of a fracture process zone, which generally occurs in a quasi brittle material just ahead of the crack tip. And the nano element, I am considering the CSH particles, which are creating nano cracks after getting separated. So if you talk about the energy required for a unit jump, then it can be expressed with the expression 1. um, like GM here is the energy release rate at the micro crack, because GM is basically the required amount of energy for a unit micro crack creation. So delta is a jump in a unit separation. So this is how I have calculated the required amount of energy for a unit jump. And further, after putting this energy expression in terms of frequency expression, I'm getting the rate of breakage of separation. So here you are saying that the breakage depends on the Km and Em. Km is the microcractive stress intensity factor, and Em is the material property modulus of elasticity at microcrack. So the rate of breakage depends on the stress property and material property at that scale. And in terms of cyclic loading condition, if we consider TC as a cyclic loading period, then we can express the micro crack growth rate with respect to loading cycles, and which is nu 3 delta Km by Em. Delta Km is the uh, uh, stress intensity factor at micro factored stress intensity factor at microcrack tip, and Em is the that material property modulus of elasticity at microcrack. So this is how the microcrack growth rate we can express. The detailed expression in what way it got formulated, you will see in my paper. Here I'm not going in a detail. In case of concrete-like material, generally fracture process zone used to take place just ahead of the crack tip, and the all the micro crack used to take place in that fracture process zone only. So if we talk about the energy conservation principles, whatever energy required for a unit macro crack growth will be equal to the energy consumed by all the active micro crack in that cyclic fracture process zone. Here GIFC is the energy release rate for infinite size specimen. At this stage I am considering infinite size, and NM is the active microcrack. Actually not all the microcrack used to take place in creation of traction free macrocrack. So and GMI is the energy release rate for a ith microcrack. So, in the research Lee et al. Carried out in 2014, they have estimated the active microcrack number, and that depends on the stress intensity factor, that is factored stress intensity factor, that is delta K, and material property modulus of elasticity E at macro scale, and GIFCC is the critical energy release rate for infinite size specimen. So this is how they have estimated the active number of microcrack uh, that is actively participating in creation of traction free macrocrack. And by substituting this, we have reached to the macrocrack growth rate for infinite size specimen. Here you are seeing that it depends on the factored delta Km and factored delta K, and its material property Em and E. Generally, the calculation of a stress intensity factor at microcreative is not very much practical. So we will see how we can replace it. So this is how the crack growth rate can be expressed for an infinite size specimen. Further, if we talk about the scale effect, which we have seen in what way it is coming, when we are when the crack is coming from micro to macro, then there are scale effect is coming, and how we can correlate it. The Simon et al. In their study, they have expressed that the stress intensity factor at micro crack tip can be correlated with the stress intensity factor at macro crack tip. And in what way it can be correlated, that is delta km equal to alpha delta k, and alpha depends on the material properties as well as critical length of micro crack, which again depend on the specimen size. So this is how we can replace delta km with alpha delta k, and by substituting this delta km value, we are getting the macro crack growth rate expression. Here delta sigma is the factored stress amplitude, A effective is the effective length of macro crack, D naught is the reference size. In many studies it has been written as the aggregate size, but very few they have given some values also, and D is the specimen size, and Fc is the loading frequency. So this is the final expression for infinite size specimen. So how we can correlate the crack, sorry, how we can express the crack growth rate at macro scale, and in what way it depends on the various factor. These various factor, we can say that the effective crack length and the specimen size and the loading frequency. So later this developed expression has been calibrated for the exponent value n, and to calibration I have taken the experimental data, the study carried out by Bhomik et al. In 2019, where they have conducted the fatigue loading test on a different specimen size material. So here you are seeing that the exponent value n, which we have seen in earlier slides, how does it depends on the increase with the specimen size. So they are showing the strong correlation effect having minus 0.75, means it means that they are very much correlated but having opposite nature, and that we are seeing in the graph. Validation work have been performed with the power exponent of crack growth rate expression. Here in this case that is m, and in the model case that is r. So we are seeing that the m by 2 value, which is the power exponent of effective crack length, and the r value, the power exponent of the effective crack length from the model, both are showing very similar trend, and they used to get varied in the range of 2 to 3. So the model result is validating with the previous experimental works. Later if we talk about the results, so with the expression it has been derived that the how crack growth rate is affecting with the loading frequency. Here we are seeing that the crack growth rate is decreasing with respect to increase in the frequency. This is why this is happening, because in case of cyclic loading condition, generally the fracture used to take place because of the residual loading or residual forces. So when we increase the loading frequency, then the local continuum is getting lesser time to dissipate, or you can say to release its residual forces. So this is why we are getting lesser crack increment in a loading cycle. In a similar way, when we increase the specimen size, so the crack growth rate is also decreasing, because when we increase the specimen size, generally fracture process zone used to get increased, and when fracture process zone increases, then it requires more energy to for a unit crack growth rate. So this is why we are getting lesser crack growth rate when we are increasing the specimen size. In a similar way, when we increase the specimen size, because the crack growth rate is going down, so this is why we are getting more number of cycles to failure. So we can say that the larger structure can remain, or you can say can sustain more number of loading cycles. And and in the same way, when we increase the loading frequency, then material, or you can say the structure, they used to go up to more number of cycles. At last, when we talk about the conclusion part, so in this study where we have considered a unique crack path, where we have seen macro crack, micro crack, and nanoparticle, in what way they are connecting. So an analytical expression has been derived for a crack growth rate, which consider the loading frequency effect and the specimen size effect, which is basically coming of the scale effect, and how does we can replace the scale effect issue, which we have seen. And crack growth rate decreases with increase in a loading frequency, and due to which the loading the fatigue life is increasing with respect to increase in loading frequency, and similar way the fatigue life is also increasing with respect to increase in its specimen size. Thank you everyone.